Finally, after 1 year of hard work, traveling over 900 miles to a different state, moving back, and then purchasing a new motor, we are finally getting my destroyed Facebook Marketplace boat on the water. Not only is this a big day for the Bass Cat, but we are fishing a tournament. And let me tell you guys, things did not go as planned. I have some bad news, folks. So right now you guys are supposed to be watching a video of me just killing it in a tournament, taking the maiden voyage on in the Bass Cat, testing out the new Mercury, but unfortunately I lost all the footage. What I wanted to post today is it's just gone. The good news is we are getting ready right now to get the Bass Cat back out on the water. We have a tournament in less than 24 hours. We have to be on the water at 5:30 a.m. and there's still a bunch we need to do to button up the Bass Cat so that it's ready for tomorrow's tournament. I hope you guys are excited. This is gonna be the first time that you guys get to see the Bass Cat on the water with a working motor. I'm super excited. This will be the second time for me. The first time around was a little sketchy, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna keep it a surprise for you guys because I know you've been waiting so long for this moment. So let's hope we can catch a bag of fish tomorrow, but let me show you guys what we need to do to get the Bass Cat ready so that we can win this tournament. So we're in the boat, and a lot of what I've been doing recently is just getting the back completely tidy. I've been straightening up the wiring, I've been cleaning up back here. I want it as clean as physically possible back here because I needed to get to all the live well pumps and the bilge pumps. So if you guys take a look down here, it's still kind of a mess. As of right now, out of the 4 pumps that were in there, 1 does work, and that happens to be the live well fill and the live well empty. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rock the system that's in there right now. We're just gonna replace the hoses. Right now, the only pump that we're gonna be replacing is going to be the circulating pump. We wanna make sure we have a good amount of oxygen for these fish. We're gonna go ahead, put this pump in right now and see if we can get, you know, proper water movement in the live well. If you guys do look down here, you can see the mess that we have going on. These are all the old broken pumps. Sadly, those things are just nasty. I don't think we wanna cycle water through anything that looks like that because it'll probably kill our fish. All right. You guys are gonna find this a little humorous because I don't have the correct cutters, but let me show you guys how we're gonna cut this thing. 1, 2, 3. That'll work. Here we go, we got the new pump installed. We're just gonna do a soft tap to the battery, make sure everything works and nothing leaks. Voila. And we are good. We have a live well. Now we just got to get it cleaned out and get this wired up to a switch. We are running out of time. We have to be up at about 4 in the morning and it is 8 o'clock. So we got to get moving. Whew. It's 3:45 in the morning. I'll be honest with you guys, we just cut the cameras last night. We ran out of time real quick. Nothing ever goes as planned when it comes to building boats, so we just had to get it done because we have a tournament to win. I straight up pulled an all-nighter, but we got about an hour drive, so we'll see you guys at the boat ramp. All right, folks, we're out here, we're on the water. We already got the Bass Cat rolling. As you can see, we're moving. We're gonna get it on plane for you guys here in a second. We're lucky number 6. Lucky number 6, what do you think, Caleb? Yay? Yay, nay? We spent the majority of last night, like, just getting rigged up and we just didn't have time to film. So I'll show you all what we did later after the tournament, but we got some fish to catch. So we'll see you guys when we hop on plane to our first spot.
We're gonna start off with boat 6. Go.
Cool. All right, we're first boat, I guess. All right, guys, here we go. Here's the Bass Cat on plane. Check it out. Can you guys believe it? Like, we're on the water ripping around in the Bass Cat. We're gonna get started on this big weed bed over here. We're gonna get throwing a frog. We gotta get fishing, so we'll see you guys here in a second. I'm gonna throw a GoPro on the windshield and we'll just keep you guys updated with whatever we end up doing, but at some point when I have time, I will slow things down, get a chesty on, but we gotta fish. There's fish jumping. We gotta make it happen, so. It's been about an hour. We're gonna move spots. First spot didn't produce like I thought it would. We did not pre-fish this lake. Guys, we have no fish finder, no depth finder. All I have is a working live well. So we're gonna move spots and we're just gonna fish the weed super hard, but so far, no dice. So now that we're, you know, alone and we're in the boat, check this out. I'm gonna trim the motor down. We got trim right at the shifter. She fires right up, baby. What do you guys think of the idle sound now? All right, shift cable, check it out. Boom, perfect. It's gonna be a tough day. It's gonna be a hot one. I know that for a fact. All right, here we go. Nice, hell yeah, dude. You good?
Yeah, didn't go.
Literally,
Why did I slip? What did I slip?
Well, Caleb just broke my $600 setup clean in half. That's how the day's starting. Oh, they're in there. Just use them through. Yep, that's a very good fish, buddy. We need a few of those and we'll be in good standing. Good job, Caleb. To the live well she goes. There.
It's too small, but.
I don't think he's gonna make it, but it's a fish.
I think he will. He might be long enough.
I don't know.
Nope. Well, what just moved?
Fish. Oh, it was like a 5 and it's gone. I wasn't paying attention. I wouldn't say 5, but at least 3.5. And I wasn't even looking. I was looking down. He ate it. But I set the hook. I mean, that sucks. We're sucking so bad. This has been a really tough day. It's like 90 degrees out. We got about 2 hours left. We're gonna tough it out, but it's not looking good for the boys. Sorry. I think like reverse just gave out on me. Well, we're off the water and what a stressful day. I'll pick up with you guys back at the house. All right, so we're back at the house. Guys, what a brutal tournament this was for us. Not only did we have a rough day fishing, we had some issues with the Bass Cat. We ended up placing like last. We weighed 1 fish out of the whole entire tournament. Just about every other team weighed in 5. I'm really confident fishing that lake. I cannot believe we didn't get a limit. At the end of the day, losing the tournament's not a huge deal. We have 7 more scheduled for the season. So you guys are gonna get to see some tournament videos, and the goal is to win at least one for you guys here on the channel. But the biggest issue that I ran into with the boat during the tournament was at one point I figured out what was wrong. I want your guys' opinions. I hope this doesn't happen again, because if it does happen to me during the tournament, it could result in a big problem. I mean, just because it didn't go into gear, I could have crashed into way too many $100,000 boats. Thank God I had the trolling motor. Like, you guys have no idea. So if you guys look down in here, literally my shift cable is coming off of the pin. The way that this shift cable works is by the cable going directly over this knob and then this turning to hold it in place. Clearly it's not working. It happened to me twice, and by the time we left, it's just not going on at all. So maybe the linkage is wrong on the shift cable. I'm not sure, but I got to figure that out. I have to figure out a better way to keep this on here, because if I put pressure on that, it just pushes the pin down. I don't know if maybe something's wrong. But we got to figure out a better mechanism, because if that comes off, I'm just so lucky something bad didn't happen. So if I put it in reverse, you guys can officially see how bad that cable is. Like, it's nowhere near where neutral or the reverse is. It's all the way up. So I got to get that fixed. I don't love the way that this kind of shifts into gear. I feel like it should have a bolt or something so it can't come off. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I even had a marine mechanic help me install these cables, so everything should be adjusted correctly. So I don't know, maybe I just need to make it shorter so it's tighter. I don't really know. So we gotta kind of figure that ordeal out, but that was really sketch. So what we did the night before was get switches wired up so that we could have a fully functioning live well. But that obviously didn't go as planned either. So we ran like 6 or 7 different wires so that we could hook up switches to our live well and some other things. So all the wires led up to this nonsense in the front of the boat. So right here, guys, this is not permanent, so relax. We put in a makeshift dashboard. As you guys know, I didn't know what I really wanted to do for a dashboard yet. I put in that rocker panel that I had from the earlier on videos, and because I don't have a master power switch, you're gonna find this pretty humorous. I had to kind of make my own. We have a battery in the back that's dedicated to the live wells. So if you guys look, this is my master power switch right now because I haven't had time to put one in. If I plug this in like this, we now have power to our dashboard. So the first switch would fill up our live well, and the second switch runs the circulation, leaving me with 4 other switches to hook up really anything I want. Probably nav lights, an auxiliary, and I'm gonna say like a master power, because we're gonna need a master power switch. This red wire is not gonna cut it. And then another thing that I put in that I didn't show on camera is the trim tab. So if you look down here, this is the original panel that came in the boat. It obviously needs some screws and things like that, but we have our empty and our fill for our live well that still functions. And then I actually fitted the trim switch for the jack plate in here, so I can move it down and move it up, which is really awesome. On the controller, we have trim for the motor, which is awesome. And just below it, we have trim for the jack plate. That is a game changer because I needed them right here. Having to go back there and move it up on the motor and stuff was just not ideal. So we obviously have a bunch of makeshift stuff going on. We got to get it organized. I want the wiring to be clean, and I want all the panels to function. We also have to get an RPM gauge because I'm not going to keep running this motor and not knowing where it's idling or not knowing, you know, how high I'm bringing it up as far as like RPMs go. I don't want to be running this thing at like 7,700 and don't even know. I'm sure that's obnoxious, but you guys get my point. And then the last issue I ran into with everything on the boat was these live well lids. So let me show you kind of what happened there. So as you guys know, when I bought this boat, we didn't have any live well lids, and I had to figure out a way to put lids on the live well or the fish are gonna jump out. So I wanna give a huge shout out to Tiny Boat Nation. Thanks to Mike and his guys. They really hooked it up. A lot of the things that I'm doing with the boat here on out would not have been possible without them. So if you guys have any interest in like DIY boat building or building out John boats, hit the link in my description. I literally could not do a lot of these things if it wasn't for those guys. Mike's just been such a good friend to me. They made me these custom live wells made out of aluminum, and they even went out of their way to powder coat them white for me so that they would match the boat. They kind of had to make these off of like an eyeball. I couldn't get really anything to them to be able to make a perfectly fit lid. So we kind of just took measurements and they made them, sent them out to me. The one issue with them is they're just a tad too small, like just a tad. So if you look behind where the hinge is supposed to go, the gap is just a little too big and the hinge cannot sit flat. So when I try to close the lid, it just doesn't close all the way. It kind of sticks up in the air, which is obviously not gonna work. So we're gonna have to come up with some kind of spacer in the back so that these lids fit properly. I'm thinking maybe we go to Home Depot, pick up some like 1/8 inch, maybe 1/4 inch like aluminum, and we kind of fit a piece back there and we just space it in between the screw on the lid. Don't know if that's gonna work entirely. We're gonna figure that out, but this is where you guys come in. What do you think is the best way to fill that gap? I want it to look clean, but hey, I'm working with what we got. They hooked it up with the lids. The shop where they did them's in Illinois. I'm in Ohio. It wasn't like I could just drive up there and get them, you know, custom fitted. So they did a great job. as far as eyeballing it and sending me some stuff, but we got to fill that gap. So that about wraps it up for everything that's kind of going on with the Bass Cat. But in today's video, you guys got to see the boat start and run on plane for the first time ever. That's literally groundbreaking, not only for you, but for me as well. I bought this boat about a year ago, and as you guys know, I've been fixing it from the ground up. So the fact that we got it on the water and actually fished out of it is just crazy. Not to mention, you guys have to remember, I have zero experience building boats or anything like that. This is all just me doing it. So I'm super sorry we didn't get the original video out that you guys wanted to see. Sometimes you just run into difficulties with filming and editing. There's nothing you can really do about it, but just for that, I'm gonna make sure you guys get 2 videos this week. I promise you, we're gonna get videos out more. I know you guys are constantly asking, when's the next video? When's the next video? I'm trying as hard as I can. I'm a one-man team here. So in the next video, we gotta get the lids on. We gotta get the dashboard done. We gotta get nav lights hooked up. Potentially a fish finder if I can afford to buy one. We're pretty much here at the home stretch on this boat. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you in a couple days here because I'm giving you guys 2 videos this week. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.